They say the internet is built on trust, but behind that trust lies a system so fragile, so quietly vulnerable, that most people don't even realize. It's the foundation of everything online. It's called DNS, the domain name system. Think of it as the internet's phone book. You type google.com. DNS translates it into an IP address, a string of numbers your device uses to actually connect. It's seamless, instant, invisible. And that's what makes it dangerous. Because what happens when a hacker rewrites the phone book? What happens when you think you're going to your bank, but instead, DNS quietly redirects you to a clone site built to steal everything? Welcome to the shadowy world of DNS attacks, one of the most silently devastating forms of cyber manipulation ever created. Let's begin with DNS poisoning, also known as spoofing. The goal is simple: corrupt the cache. See, when your computer looks up a website, it doesn't always go to the main server. It checks its memory, the DNS cache, to save time. But if that cache is poisoned, your system can be silently redirected. Hackers flood DNS servers with fake responses, hoping one will match the correct request. And when it does, boom, the fake IP is saved. From that point on, any user relying on that DNS cache gets sent to the wrong place. A phishing page, a fake login form, or a malware-injected site that looks exactly like the real thing. No alarms, no warnings, just trust, quietly hijacked. And this isn't theoretical. In 2010, the Great Firewall of China unintentionally poisoned the global internet. What was meant to block Twitter and YouTube inside China ended up leaking through. Servers outside China fetched poisoned DNS records and cached them. Suddenly, people around the world couldn't access those sites just because their DNS was corrupted. That's the horrifying part. One poisoned server can ripple across the world. But let's go deeper, darker. DNS poisoning is just one side of the attack surface. The other, DNS tunneling. This is where things get quiet, stealthy. Imagine this. A hacker breaches your system and plants malware. But the network is locked down, firewalled, monitored, tight. No obvious way out except DNS. Because DNS traffic is almost always allowed. It's considered essential. It slips through, without question. So the hacker starts encoding stolen data, usernames, passwords, keys, into DNS queries. It's like Morse code, hidden inside what looks like a normal DNS request. The attacker's server, far away, decodes it. And if needed, it sends commands back. Hidden in DNS responses. No one notices, because no one is looking. This was the exact tactic used in the SolarWinds hack in 2020. The attackers compromised trusted software updates. Thousands of organizations, even US government agencies, got infected. But here's the genius part. The malware didn't use HTTP, didn't use FTP. It used DNS tunneling to sneak out data. And it went undetected for months. That's how deep the rabbit hole goes. And the scariest part? DNS wasn't built with security in mind. It was built for speed, for convenience, for usability, which means it trusts too easily. It doesn't encrypt by default. It doesn't verify who's speaking. That's why poisoning works. That's why tunneling works. That's why, according to IDC, over 88% of organizations have experienced DNS attacks, with an average cost of nearly $1 million per incident. So, how do you protect yourself? For poisoning, the answer is DNSSEC, domain name, system security extensions. It adds cryptographic signatures to DNS records, so your system knows if a response is legit or forged. For tunneling, you need monitoring. Watch for DNS queries that are too large, too frequent, or targeting suspicious domains. Modern tools can flag these patterns, but only if they're watching. And finally, stay patched. Update your software, educate your team, because the biggest vulnerability is always human trust. In the end, DNS attacks are like digital identity theft. They don't break down your door. They quietly change your address. And unless you're watching, you won't even know you've been robbed. The internet isn't broken, but its foundation, it's fragile. And if we don't protect it, hackers won't just rewrite your websites, they'll rewrite reality itself.